Hello friends, how are you all doing? Welcome to my space once again. Today is another interesting topic I want to discuss with us, but I believe you're going to learn one or two things from it. And today I want to be sharing with you my hustle while I was in Nigeria and as a stay-at-home mom. I finished my degree and I came to join my husband in Lagos, and I told him that I want to go into manufacturing of soap, cream, and relaxer and all that. My husband said, no, that's quite early for you. I don't want you to go and burn yourself with chemical. And my mom was privy to it. My mom said, no way, I'm not going to allow you to do that. Now you're too young. What kind of money are you looking for? By the way, I already had my son then, because I had my son while I was in school preparing to do my final year. I had my son. Before then, my husband would tell me, if I marry you, I'm going to make you an eleha. One day, even someone of courage asked me, what's eleha? And I said, those people that will just stay at home, whatever they want will be given to them, they don't go out. I said, no, God forbid, that's not the kind of life I want to live. I want to be able to fend for myself. That was it. I brought up that suggestion and he said, no. I said, okay. I said, how about going to get, a plot of land so that I should start with water production, as in pure water and bottled water. He gave excuses why I won't be able to do it. And as a young girl, I don't have my money, so I was depending on him to set me up. And he said one or two things that discouraged me. Though I wasn't discouraged, but I know he didn't want me to do it. That one passed. So one time he traveled, before he traveled, I told him I want to at least start to sell food stuff, really, not food per se. Maybe bags of rice, gallon of oil, bags of beans and all that. Let me pick up a shop, and I want to do it and do it big. Because I believe if he had given me the opportunity, I'll be able to expand myself in that place. He told me he was going to set me up. Okay, I should allow him, travel and come back, then he will do something. So he traveled for 2 weeks. When he came back, I asked him that the shops, we were around my house there. He said, wait, don't worry, I'll today, tomorrow. And I said, okay, it's obvious that this man does not want me to do anything right now. And as at then, I was not even looking for 9 to 5 job. I served at the airport. That's where I did my youth service. So I realized that he's not ready to set me up at this stage of my life. I said, okay. So when he came back, there was some money he gave me for myself. I took that money. I told him I'm going to Cotonou. He said, what are you going to do in Cotonou? I said, I'm going to go and buy goods and I want to sell. He tried to persuade me not to go. I refused. I took one of my friend's brother who traveled to Cotonou. We got clothes, shoes, and bags or so. And I was still serving at that time. I was with the security department at the airport. When I came back from Cotonou, I started selling my goods. I took it to where I was serving. In fact, my goods were bought in few days. The next thing I did, I told my friend, let's go to Lagos, Idumota, Balogun, to go and check the differences of the things that I brought in Cotonou and the things that are in Lagos. Actually, she took me to Lagos. We bought different things, and I did not really see much difference, Then I started going to Lagos. We bought shoes, we bought bags, we bought different things, and I brought it to my place. I was living at Ikeja. I started selling to my neighbor. Things that I bought for 800, I sold for 2,500. I bought adire, I bought bags, I bought shoes, slippers, And what again did I buy? Kaftans, yeah. I tell you, these things finish like this, fast. But I think I'm forgetting something here. How I even went into that business. My mates, my co-wife, my husband's younger brother's wife, brought some goods for me to buy one day. She brought bags, kaftan for women, for men, and shoes, if I'm not mistaken now. She brought the things, and I looked at the things. I asked her, how much are you selling them? She said she took from the person for 700, and she is selling for 1-2. I told her, give me the goods, I'll sell them. She gave me the goods. I sold everything, and I brought her money. And the things she sold for 1.5, I sold for 2.5. Some of them I got 700, 500, 1,000 as gain. I'm sure the money I even got was even bigger than the person that traveled to Dubai. That was how I started selling. I started selling in my neighborhood, to my friends, to the people around me. You know, I would take it to where I was serving then at the airport. People would buy from me, my friends. Then the people around my house, they would buy from me. That was it, and it was a beautiful thing. Then I thought again to include jewelries. I went straight to Abuja to get gold, and everything I decide to sell, everything sells well in my hands. I moved away from that neighborhood to Ojodu, though I was still selling in that neighborhood even after I've left that place. Then my husband traveled for I think few months. So they were building one shop around my area. Not really just my area, but it was very close to me. I told myself I had the money, I have money to pay for this shop and start up something. I was already planning to go to Senegal. You know, I could get Senegal wares and sell again just like that. But on the second thought, I said, why don't I have a shop? Since I can afford a shop. That was it. So my husband came and I told him this time, of course, I'm not a big girl. I have my money to do some things that I want to do. I told my husband I want to rent a shop and I want to be going to Senegal. That was it. And on the day I was to pay for the shop, I asked him to take me there. So when we got there, he now paid for the shop. And that was how I got that shop. Then I, furnished the shop. I traveled to Senegal. I brought in goods. The goods did not even take 2 weeks. People, in fact, my friends were the people that bought most of the goods, and some of my friends took from me to sell. That was how those goods finished. And mind you, this time I was pregnant for my third child. And it was that child that I brought to abroad to have, that I now stayed. Though after my giving birth, I returned to Nigeria until they said they were giving papers and I came back. That was it. So, in as much as I advise women to, take care of their children, be very watchful, I am not an advocate of a woman staying and not doing anything. No, I'm not. I am not at all. Within your neighborhood, you could do something. If my husband had allowed me the things I wanted to do, I could even go to the extent of selling fish. I told my husband, what am I doing with this deep freezer? I have big deep freezer, and why don't I start to sell drinks or fish, chicken and all that? My husband, I was prohibited, so to say. He refused me, selling things in the house. He said, for what? What do you need it for? I just couldn't stay and not do anything, Despite I was at home, no 9-to-5 job, but I was creating income for myself. With the little you have, you can do something. Especially in that Nigeria. With the little you have, you really can do something. So I came to where I now live abroad with that mentality that I would not just sit down and fold my hands. Even if I have to stay at home to take care of my children. So this will be the end of this story, my hustle in Nigeria. And very soon I'm going to tell you the things I do here as a hustle, as a side hustle, the things that I do in this place. So you know that my staying at home, I'm not just staying to fold my hands. No woman should do that. No matter how much your husband pressurizes you to stay and not do anything. Make sure you look around and see what you can do within your neighborhood. That whenever you need money, at least money to buy pants, money to send to your mother, money to do little things, you will not be stranded. It's very important. So I thought to share with you, and I know somebody will learn one or two things. Remember what the Bible says, that whatsoever your hand finds to do it with all your might. You know why? Because hustle ends here. There's no such thing in the grave. That's what the Bible says. So whatever you find your hand to do it with all your might. And that is what God will bless. And my prayer for us is that God will bless the works of our hands. That whatever